BP scales back climate targets as profits hit record.
Here's a summary of the article.
Energy giant BP has reported record annual profits as it scaled back plans to reduce the amount of oil and gas it produces by 2030. Last year, the government introduced a windfall tax, called the Energy Profits Levy, on the extraordinary profits being made at energy companies. BP said its UK business, which accounts for less than 10% of its global profits, will pay $2.2 billion in tax for 2022, including $700 million due to the Energy Profits Levy. In a year that BP boss Bernard Looney described the company as a cash machine, it is little wonder that progressive think tank IPPR called these profits scandalous as millions struggled to pay bills. Perhaps most controversially, BP announced it would miss its targets to reduce oil and gas production by 2030 as it said it would match investment in lower carbon projects with new investment in fossil fuels and extend the life of existing oil and gas projects. While shareholders may be making the least noise today, their voice is arguably the loudest when BP's competitors like Shell and Exxon are also making record profits. As well as announcing record profits, BP increased its payout to shareholders by 10%. BP's results follow similarly strong profits announced by rivals Shell, ExxonMobil and Chevron last week.
This post received a score of 8,800, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Never forget the 2010 BP oil spill.
We're sorry.
South Park is so on point. That episode? Probably why I remember it honestly.
I remember it because they used to be my go-to for fuel. Then the oil spill, and they didn't care. They didn't even try to clean it. They were forced to pay for the damages to the local fishing areas and beaches and wildlife, and they never paid the full amount, which was probably just a fraction of what they made in profit that year. So yeah, I still avoid them today. One of the few that seem to care that happened.
Nope, I do the same. Won't touch em.
Anyone who thinks oil and gas companies will voluntarily do anything beyond lip service for preventing climate change is an idiot. They will only act if they are forced to do so, and the only entity that has the power to force them to do so is government.
Exxon had incredibly accurate climate models in the early 80s. Management evaluated them, decided their profits were worth global catastrophe, and decided to suppress their findings.
Yes, the planet was destroyed, but for a beautiful moment in time we created a lot of value for our shareholders.
Who cares about a little thing like planet destruction, as long as the money's rolling in, right?
We never had so much money to invest into a cleaner future, so we don't.
Even if BP was fined $1 million a day for what they are doing to the environment, it would take nearly 80 years to erase this 1 year of profit. I get that the government isn't doing enough, but how do you even begin to punish them and get them to act responsibly in the face of that profits? The only real answer is jail time. Passing legislation with enough teeth they go to prison. Fines will never ever cut it.
Jail time and governments taking ownership of these companies seems like a legitimate path forward.
All the money in the world means nothing when there is no world left.
The people running these companies don't give a shit because they know they'll be dead before the shit really hits the fan and actually impacts people like them.
Agree. And their grandchildren and our grandchildren mean nothing.
I guess that sociopaths don't care about their grandchildren too much. Maybe I'm a pessimist, but I would think that not a whole lot of people with integrity, high moral values and empathy reach high positions in big pharma, hydrocarbons and finance. It's a dog-eat-dog world there. Rest of the society just has to fight to force some rules on them, and it's not easy when they have so much money to throw around to corrupt our democratic institutions.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.